Got a question on TikTok asking about what happens if a tenant leaves personal property behind. Can they be charged a fee for storing those items? Hi, my name is Rob Wells. I'm the Landlord Warrior on TikTok and YouTube. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our videos here. Now, in the residential context, if a tenant leaves behind personal property, doesn't matter if you're renting out a whole entire house or individual rooms, if they leave personal property left behind, absent a written waiver to like dispose of those items, hey, tenant says, hey, it's okay, I recommend you get it in writing, that you can dispose of items. You have to give your tenants a notice of belief of abandonment of personal property, and you have to inventory, like list out what was left behind. So like, for example, if you left a bed frame and a TV, that type of deal, you list those on the inventory, okay? And you have to serve your tenant notice that they left this property here. If they were personally served this notice, they have 15 days to come collect it. If you mail it to the tenant, which you have to mail it to any last known address and the property address they left from. Hey, you left this stuff behind. They'll get 18 days to collect the stuff here. Now, here's the deal. I think under the Civil Code, the law allows a tenant like 2 days to come get their stuff without charge of reasonable storage costs, that type of deal. But after 2 days, after they vacate, they are liable for the reasonable storage costs of their items. So, for example, if the items like take up the whole entire garage of the premises, the landlord could charge them a reasonable fee based on the use of the garage, basically, for storing those items. I'll make it simple. If like the rent was like $1,000, it's a 1,000 square foot house, and the garage is 200 square feet, and that stuff is packed to the rim. The law says, hey, you can charge for 200 square feet of space, and at the rent, that's what, $200. I'm sorry, don't quote me doing math on top of my head, but that's what you could charge. Most landlords, I even recommend this, is like, hey, don't charge storage fees. I know it's your right to, but sometimes, particularly, and this is the kicker here, is if the tenant has left over $700 worth of stuff, the law says you have to sell that at a public auction, basically. Give legal notice in the legal newspaper. You have to wait more time, basically, for the tenant to get their stuff. Usually in that case, it's better to allow your tenants to just come get their stuff and so forth, so you don't have to deal with that public sale option. Came close to doing that once, basically, but our tenant luckily got their stuff here, because nowadays publishing in a legal newspaper, because like the newspaper is like a dying breed nowadays. I had one legal notice on a probate case cost me like $1,500. This was a couple years ago, and it may have gotten worse because as these papers consolidate and so forth, they're trying to nickel and dime you on everything, so it could be very expensive, basically. Plus, if you're not a professional auctioneer, that type of deal, you may need to get them involved, and it's a whole headache here. Good news is if tenants leave less than $700 of items, and we're talking like goodwill, garage sale value here, used furniture, that type of deal that may be broken and that type of deal, which is typically left behind, that's not going to nowhere near come $700. Law says you can dispose of it of any way you see fit, throw it away, you can keep it, that type of deal. So that's what you would have to deal with abandoned personal property, at least in the residential context here. Yes, you can charge a fee, but that's it's based on the reasonable use, how much that stuff is taking up, reasonable space, that type of deal. So if you have questions like this, feel free to reach out. If you're in the Northern California area, got comments, questions, put them down below. Until next time, folks, I'll talk to you then. Okay, thanks.